1967, California, land of free, where it never rains and the mountains touch the sea. In the summer of love.
Welcome to this very wonderful event tonight. I'm Diane Pecoraro, and I have been a community poet for the last 8 years. And tonight I'm co-hosting with a friend of mine, Roberto Castro. He'll introduce himself. Poetry reading because it's April, it's National Poetry. I do want to thank Friends of the Arts as the organization that makes this happen. I asked Rigo if he would open.
I want to read in Spanish. I want to tell you about these poems. It's a one book I wrote in 1990, and with this book I won the National Prize of Poetry by the Heroica Escuela Naval Militar, the Mexican Navy. It's a surprise for me because I have national prizes in Mexico in playwriting. I hope you enjoy. El resplandor más hermoso de todo lo consciente, aquella experiencia inolvidable, humo de cigarrillo que se eleva y se pierde con el viento que penetra por la ventana que da al mar, el mismo, que se fue con la tarde de un agosto lejano y quedó preso en las redes de mi pensamiento y recuerdo noche a noche, a cada momento. Y siento que la brisa marina golpea mi rostro al caminar por el viejo muelle solitario, al momento justo de abandonar el lugar de los sueños prohibidos, ahí donde el espíritu vaga y penetra en mundos distintos, pero en el fondo tan iguales, señal de ángeles exterminadores que liberan cuando la mirada permanece perdida en el comienzo de la civilización, como queriendo volver a los tiempos de la perfección absoluta, perfección cubierta por el agua de los mares, tal vez de lágrimas amargas como las mías, al ángel exterminador que llevamos oculto, a él, al mío, yo invoco. Gracias. I introducing Diane.
So this one is called Blue Ufa. Down the aisle from where I'm perusing soaps and powders, the man I dub as Ethiopian fingers an item made of layered mesh plastic ruffles. He turns it over several times to inspect it. What is it? He asks. It's for the bath, I explain, my absurd gestures making clear the purpose. The man says, I see, and files this detail in a deep recess I cannot see. The man, a newcomer, considers once again the many wondrous products he has encountered in his time here. The stores lined with shelves of unknown peculiarities require classification. They confuse him. Amused, he smiles to himself. This gap is a joke amongst fellow immigrants, how the need for translation extends beyond language. He thinks, as he often does, these Americans invent items far beyond nature, but he doesn't say this because he cannot afford to mock. This is the slow way you learn to fit in a new country, observing the context of puzzling contents wrapped in noisy cellophane.
Danger. If you think of it, or if someone reminds you, there is much to be frightened of. Milk left to curdle, sidewalk allowed to buckle, the squash of a cowboy who knows how to smile. Following too long a broken man, even the breath stops. If you burrow into the dusty basement of fear, you will find many pitfalls. Houses in flames, cigarettes, wiring, lightning, diseases unnamed, peeling, pulsing, burning, a windy day without a kerchief. But even if you practice the hardened topic of worry, you will never find them all. Salt, sugar, false gods, being found, not being found, not winning, winning, and having won. Some recite advice as cautionary tales. Don't talk to strangers, wash your hands, watch your purse. I made a list once of all the things I could think of. I thought it would be longer, or maybe more interesting. I'm afraid of myself, my power. I'm afraid of you, your power. I'm afraid of never finding all the power.
We have from Brazil is Eli Ornea.
Okay, hi, my name is Ellie. I'm from Brazil. I'm here in Minnesota just for 4 months, and I came with my husband. So nice to be here and be welcome from this amazing state and amazing city. I never saw snow before. I came to here. This is a poem from Vinicius de Moraes, and the name is Sonnet of Fidelity. I would like to read first in Portuguese and then the version in English, okay? If I say something wrong, please correct me later, okay? I'm a teacher in Brazil, so I used to speak aloud verbally. Ok, let's try. Soneto de Fidelidade, Vinícius de Moraes. De tudo o meu amor serei atento, antes e com tal zelo, e sempre tanto, que mesmo em face do maior encanto, dele se encante mais o meu pensamento. Quero vivê-lo em cada bom momento, e em seu louvor hei de espalhar meu canto, e rir meu riso e derramar meu pranto, a seu pesar ou seu contentamento. E assim, quando mais tarde me procure, quem sabe a morte, angústia de quem vive, quem sabe a solidão, fim de quem ama, eu possa me dizer do amor que tive, que não seja imortal, posto que é chama, mas que seja infinito enquanto dure. This is a beautiful song. It's a weather song. Vinicius used to say this poem in the middle of the song, and it's really beautiful. Sonnet of Fidelity. Above all, to my love I will be attentive, first and always, with care and so much, then even when facing degraded enchantment, by love be more enchanted my thoughts. I want to live it true in each vain moment, and in its honor I will spread my song, and laugh my laughter and cry my tears, when you are sad or when you are content. And thus, when later comes looking for me, who knows the dead exit of the living, who knows the loneliness end of all lovers, I will be able to say to myself of the love I had, be not mortal, since its flame, but be infinite while it lasts.
My first poem is called Steps. One small step, a man is on the moon. The imprint in the dust, indelible, defined by one small step. Who'd have thought we'd live to see the day? A man is on the moon. A man lives with a man. A woman with a woman. 20, 30, 40 years, imprinted indelibly in the dust unseen, the far side of our familiar moon, shadowed from the light of day. One giant leap, a New York night supernova. A blazing rupture enkindles nascent stars to rise, take their place against the night, and now we live to see the day.
Next reader is Magna Lori. He's going to read in Norwegian. Wow. How often do we get to hear Norwegian or Portuguese? Not very often.
Well, I can teach you a few words actually because they come up often in this poem. And I'm actually reading a poem by Steinmeier. The first word that comes up all the time in this poem is hållet, like jeg håller mikrofonen, jeg håller. So hållet, right? And then the other one is løfte. So it's called jeg håller ditt hode. Jeg håller ditt hode i mine hender, som du holder mitt hjerte i din ømhet. Slik allting holder og blir holdt av noe, Annet enn seg selv. Slik havet løfter en stein til sine strender, slik treet holder høstens modne frukter, slik kloden løftes gjennom klodens rom, slik holdes vi begge av noe, og løftes. Ditt gåte holder gåte i sin hånd. I hold your head in my hands, the way you hold my heart in your tenderness. The way all things hold and are held by something other than themselves. The way the sea lifts a rock to its beaches. The way a tree holds autumn's ripened fruit. The way the globe is lifted through the universe. This is how we are held and lifted. Your riddle holds a riddle in its hand. We're actually here, we are part of the Village Parks program, which is a program offered by the Minneapolis Park Board, the language villages. So every Tuesday night, we get together, it is coordinators and a group of teenagers from Minneapolis, and we talk about language, we talk about culture, we do some exploration around the city. There's tons of cultural stuff going on around Minneapolis and its nearby vicinity, obviously. And it's super exciting. We have, so far, we've already learned a little bit of Dakota, a little bit of Ojibwe, a little Arabic, a little Norwegian, and it's just going to go on from here. So it's very exciting and lots of fun.
So this poem is called The Resume. Some people do not have resumes, believe it. That perfectly written document, the perfect history of a perfect life, written and then reworded by perfect professional writers of resumes, recommended by successful career professional seekers of jobs. Words that flow like sugar into the database of the primary job profile, nesting into carefully composed categories of experience, and plucked into proficient percentile ratio relationships when emailed to the appropriate applicant seeking human resources department, which best befits the standards of the employment seeker sector and enhances the prospects for career job satisfaction, creating happiness with solely standard relationships between the perfectly resumed, recommended, successful career professional and the appropriate perfect job providing human resources applicant host. Some people do not have resumes. We believe it. But isn't that best unsaid?
My first one is called Hearts and Souls United. You looked into my soul and saw me for me. You did not judge me when I told you my story. Over time, you still never ran away. Through distance separates us, and oceans and miles, we've grown stronger. Destiny, I believe, has brought us together, though we have never met. And the poem is actually based on my own true love story to be. I am dating someone long distance in the Army right now, and we've never met. But we've been corresponding for over a year now. And it's okay to read more than one or short. My next one is called Waiting a Year, and based on kind of the same theme. At night I lie awake, wondering what our future will be. I pray for you every night, for your safety while you're in the Army active. You already got hurt and ended up wounded. That is when I knew I could not be without you. My heart was aching and scared when I was not knowing. You have stolen my heart, and I never thought I would trust again, but I have. I wake up looking for your message in the mornings. A year has already gone by, and our communications have grown stronger. You speak of our future together and our families blended. I feel the pull of our connection, trusting that God has been playing Cupid. Never seeing each other physically, yet knowing our futures are already coming together. Excited to know what our futures will be coming together. Waiting for you to come home from overseas in Africa when...
My name is Catherine Muskins, and I'm in 5th grade, and I wrote this poem in school. It's called The Love Song. I am a puppy that doesn't get tired. I am a cat that can hear a lot. I am a dolphin that loves to play around. I am a rainbow with its colors shining through. I am a painting for everyone to see. I am a rabbit sneaking around so quiet. I am a monkey being silly. I am an owl in a tree. I am an otter splashing in the water. I am a deer that is hiding so well. I am a bird singing a song in the treetops. I am a squirrel climbing so high. I am a butterfly so beautiful in the sky. I am a flower so sweet. I am a wolf howling in the moon. I am a book with blank pages that only I can write. I am a seal so proud. I am the sunrise in the early morning. I am the sunset in the evening. I am the night sky up above with its stars. I am the water glimmering in the sunlight. I am a cloud floating in the air. I am the rain falling down. I am the clock that keeps on ticking. I am the key without a lock. You see, I am alive and alive.
My name is Dawson Lopez. I chose to read this poem by accident because I think it's really powerful for those that English wasn't like the first language. My voice is the offspring of two countries colliding. What is there to be ashamed of? It's English and my mother tongue made love. My voice is her father's words and mother's accent. What is the matter if my mouth carries two worlds? And the poem is by Lucy Collins.
What's your name?
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you tell us your last name, Merritt?
yeah, it's fine.
I like to jump and it's just like a teacher, and I'm not good at
Susan is my darling, the bestest in the world. And when I think of Susan, my heart is in a twirl. Tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la, what a girl.
Praise of my sister. My sister doesn't write poems, and it's unlikely that she'll start suddenly writing poems. She takes after her mother, who didn't write poems, and also her father, who likewise didn't write poems, and feels safe beneath my sister's roof. My sister's husband would rather die than write poems. And even though this is starting to sound as repetitive as Peter Piper, the truth is, none of my relatives write poems. My sister's desk drawers don't hold old poems, and her handbag doesn't hold new ones. When my sister asks me over for lunch, I know she doesn't want to read me her poems. Her soups are delicious without ulterior motives. Her coffee does not spill on manuscripts. There are many families in which nobody writes poems, but once it starts up, it's hard to quarantine. Sometimes poetry cascades down through the generations, creating fatal whirlpools where family love may founder. My sister has tackled oral prose with some success, but her entire written opus consists of postcards from vacations, whose text is only the same promise every year. When she gets back, she'll have so much to tell.
I wrote down these two poems a long time ago. I've been living here in Minnesota for 19 years. And I have now family here, my lovely daughters, Daniela, Gabriela. I love this beautiful city, this beautiful state. In order to be found in this place, you have to be lost Otherwise, you are not gonna recognize beautiful that you have around. So that's why I wrote down this poem. Unfortunately, it's in Spanish. I didn't work on the translation. Hopefully you can understand a little bit. Otherwise, I'm gonna try to say that this poem is the land where the sun dies. And for me, my first years in Minnesota, everything was winter. Everything was very cold. I didn't have my family. I didn't have my friends. And even the summer is great here in Minnesota. For me, it was winter. La tierra donde muere el sol. Lentamente mi mirada se hace profunda. Más despacio aún, mi sonrisa se hace lejana. En esta tierra donde todo es blanco, donde el aire es blando pero mata. Mis pisadas dejan huellas que nadie sigue, que nadie espía. La tristeza de los días se reúnen en complicidad para herir mi orgullo. En esta latitud se pierden los latidos, se apagan los ojos, se calla la voz. En su laberinto se jugó el olvido, despertó un muerto, se mutiló el tiempo. En esta tierra hace mucho frío y murió tu nombre, ya nadie lo pronuncia. En esta tierra sí existe el jamás y murió tu cuerpo, ya nadie lo reclama. En esta tierra donde muere el sol, habitaba un Dios que se perdió conmigo. And my last poem is about when you find love, but you don't have that person close to you because life is what it is. But you think about that person and you think every day about that person and you don't know how to react and everything is fighting your heart and thinking too much and you don't know when it's going to stop and you're trying to find that day and that day will be someday. The name is Someday, algún día. Algún día los demonios que habitaban en mí se desvanecerán con el canto de las estrellas. Algún día el brillo de la luna se apagará en mi corazón, ya no habrá niebla. Algún día ahogaré la tristeza en mis venas y apagaré mis ojos en el infinito. Algún día quemaré el silencio y juntaré las cenizas para escribir tu nombre. Algún día dejaré de creer en el recuerdo, vivirás en sueños. Algún día volverás a acariciar mis labios con tus manos y besarás mis heridas. Algún día jugaré con tu cabello mientras el otoño purifica mis temores. Algún día jamás te diré adiós, ya no habrá palabras. Algún día los años serán días, las noches aliadas, las mañanas testigos. Algún día la lluvia será refugio y el viento alivio. Algún día dejará de pensar en ti, porque el final será el principio y el olvido no existirá. Thank you very much.
Here we go. This might be a poem that you're already familiar with, but it's one of my favorite poems. And I want to say that whenever things get blue or sad, or I feel overcome, this is where I go. The guest house. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. He or she may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond.
Our last speaker on this round is Frank Friedman. Frank runs a storytelling group at the library.
Oh, to Dave. A frantic call could come any day to ask for his help right away. Software was stuck, a computer run amok. Could Dave come soon, I pray. They've listened to my tale of woe. Nothing I did would make it go. I tried rebooting, I kept on rooting, but alas, I had nothing to show. A frozen screen makes me choke. Some software updates are really a joke. A faulty USB port, a command to abort, might Dave fix it with just one stroke. On and on he labored for me. His trusty phone might have the key to fix a glitch or maybe some hitch. Was it something he couldn't foresee? Dave always finds the message or clue to make my useless computer run new. He's clever and smart. He has a good heart. He's my computer's fairy godfather. That's true.
This is a poem from Carlos Drummond de Andrade. It's from Brazil. It's from Minas Gerais. It's about love. You don't need reason for love. As 100 razões do amor. Eu amo porque te amo. Não precisas ser amante e nem sempre sabe ser. Eu te amo porque te amo. Amor é estado de graça e com amor não se paga. Amor é dado de graça, é semeado no vento, na cachoeira, no eclipse. Amor foge a dicionários e a regulamentos vários. Eu te amo porque não amo bastante o demais a mim. Porque amor não se troca, não se conjuga, nem se ama. Porque amor é amor a nada, feliz e forte em si mesmo. Amor é primo da morte e da morte vencedor. Por mais que o matem e matam, a cada instante de amor.
We want to thank you all for coming, sharing this unusual evening of poetry, and really appreciate the readers and the listeners, because you can't be a good reader without a good audience, right? And thanks to you for doing this.
Thank you.
Latin Revolution.
Latin Revolution.
Dear Aunt Phyllis, it's your favorite nephew Kevin. I'm writing to thank you for the summer of '67.